So hi guys, how are you? I hope everyone is well. So guys, I'm back after a long break, and it was much more needed from my side, because of Corona and everything going on. So right now I'm refreshed and I'm back because right now the time is there when your SSBs are coming up, your exams are almost over, and some of them are going to give their board exams and all. So guys, let's catch up with all the things what you have left behind, or I would say that we have been talking about and we had to live in between because of my long break. So guys, welcome back, and today we will talk about some not some, I would say that some topics which I'll be talking about. We will segregate them into different sessions so that whenever you talk about something, so it is more relevant, and we'll talk about a particular topic at in a particular point of time, so that it becomes easy for you to understand. And once you go for your SSB, or you talk anywhere regarding that particular topic, so the pros and cons of any system, or I would say that what you are talking about and why you are taking and how you are taking a debate ahead in case of any group discussion I'm talking about, in case it's kind of a lecturate that is there. So some of the things which are there, and actually it makes a hell of a difference. So guys, let's start. First of all, in this topic today, we will be talking about the MiG-29 upgrades deal. So guys, let's see why we are talking about MiG-29 upgrades deal. People are talking about MMRC 2.0 is going on. So why we are buying recently, like we are going for 21 MiG-29 upgrades? The reason is very clear. So we will see that into there are multiple reasons why we are going for it. Obviously it has some pros and cons, so but cons are very less, so I will not go for that, but in case you want, I will cover it up at the end. So first of all, come on, let's see why we are going for MiG-29. So number one point, see, we already know that everybody is aware that we that Indian Air Force is supposed to have 42 squadrons, but right now we are very much lagging behind. The reason being, as everybody knows, that MiG-23, MiG-27, all fleets are going down, and MiG-21 still in the action, but it will be phased out very soon. So we are actually, but it's a big void actually if I'm talking about. So right now we are going for MMRC 2.0 deal. Already we have Rafales coming up. Maybe they'll make squadron or two. Right now 36 deal is done, so kind of we can say we will have two squadrons, one squadron in Ambala and one in eastern sector. So that will also give some kind of boost, and I will tell you, if you're talking about two Rafales, why it is so important, that I will cover in my next video, so that you guys are actually aware why we are talking about it, and why 36 at present, why it will hold such a great importance, and what kind of potential does it have. So right now we are talking about MiG-29 upgrades. See guys, first of all, you need to see the cost. Cost wise, if I would say that it is still cost effective, these aircrafts are brand new aircrafts which were made and then kept in a facility. So thing is, they are like starting from 00 hours, so it's a brand new aircraft. We have to just assemble the aircraft and get into the action. The main important and the best part is we already have the infrastructure for it. Our crew is already trained. If I'm talking about the pilots, if I'm talking about the ground crew, if I'm talking about the supplies, or I would say the spare parts, everything is already there in the inventory. So in that case, something which is already prepared, it will help us to get the items in a very fast way. Because see, already we are lagging behind in much more, that if you see the number of aircrafts, we are lagging behind a lot. So what this will do, it will give a boost to us in a way that our operational capability is still at that level wherever it is required. The second point coming out, definitely if I'm talking about the cost, in that way it is still good enough, because MiG-29 upgrade is a better aircraft than the MiG-29s. Obviously we know that it will have SRR, it will have in-flight refueling, so definitely its range will increase. It has the better engine in terms, it has a better fuel efficiency, it has got the drop tank which has been lacking in the upper one. But this will give a boost in the way it will have more operating range, it will have more loiter time in the air. So anything which have more loiter time in the air, so definitely it gives an edge in multiple number of scenarios. So somebody's if that aircraft is in air, obviously it's kind of say that we should not say it, but the other person do also understand already the threat is there, so I cannot go ahead with things which I have prepared, or something which I have in mind. So in that way it is a deterrence. Next thing is it is better with the missile technology. It is better if I'm talking about the function display, it has got 2 MFD. So in that way, handling and looking at the things becomes easier. So it becomes more user interface, and that is actually user friendly. HOTAS system is there in the system, so which is basically hands on your throttle and stick. So basically it will give you an easy access to operate your throttle and to operate your stick. So basically it's a mixed combination of both, and you can have the multiple number of controls on both of them. So rather than you have to move hand, or you have to leave stick and move hand from your throttle, and then you have to do the multiple tasks. So in this way it help you to reduce that workload, and so you have multiple options available in the same system. So it becomes easy to handle your system. So if in case you are combat or anywhere you are, so that helps you a lot, because your concentration is more in that essay, wherever you are supposed to have the knowledge about the 3D environment which is all around in front of you, so that it's easy to understand and to apply yourself. So that's why you are looking inside the cockpit, that workload becomes a little less, and you are more into that 3D environment, wherein you can have a better essay of the situation, and you can take the decision the way you want. Above that, it has got the better RD33 engines which we have in MiG-29 upgrades. It's a series 3 engine, so it is better. It gives better efficiency. In that case, that's why we are talking about earlier, the range has increased from 2100 km, it has gone to 3000 km, and plus it has given a drop tank in the center. Definitely it has got 6 hard points, and various number of munitions can be carried on them, and plus it has got the better EW suit, and plus the precision guided munitions can be fired very precisely with the help of this aircraft. And actually I would say that with these upgrades, so upgrades, that's why are more important, and plus with a better radar, actually I'm talking about the range has increased. So somewhere regarding the old aircraft, the new one has got a range of around 200 kilometers, because it has got an SR radar. The earlier we were talking of, people are saying that it has got a range of around 160 or like 120 to 160, but I would say that with that system it has got a range of around 200 kilometers. So multiple number of tracking, multiple number of search and engagement, definitely. So it will give you an edge in that case also. Plus it has got an infrared forward looking system, which will give furthermore efficiency around 50-55 odd kilometers to track the enemy and get them and have it on your radar and block it and boom, just throw it out. So guys, we have R-27 missiles having variants of around 40 to 80 kilometer, and plus R-77 missile, which is basically for close water combats, or I would say it is basically used in a dogfight of having range around 20 to 30 kilometer. So these are the features which has definitely helped us. The infrastructure is already available. We have on our base repair depots which are dealing with the various components which are required, the various accessibility issues which are there. People are trained, so in that way we will not have any issue. And first of all, as soon as the aircraft comes, the squadrons are more or less, they are actually operational the time the aircraft comes. So you don't have to spend much more time in any of the facility setup, or I would say in training, or any other system setup which is required of the system. The spare parts are also we have. Plus this will give one more edge. Guys, we are not talking about this, but in case we are talking about an contingency plan also, then you need to keep this in mind. And this is a very important fact and point. दोस्तों सभी के लिए बोल रहा हूँ, this is a very important fact. When these aircrafts come, it will give you an edge in one case, that also that if you have some aircraft which are right now on ground and which are not serviceable, so it will help us to get the spare parts and all other things, which will help us to get other aircrafts also get back into the air and get back into the action. So guys, there are so many things, so we can actually salvage some of the parts, and things which are down, we can get them up and moving back and flying in the air. So guys, there are so many things which have to be kept in mind. Only thing is, definitely if you're talking about right now, we have to spend so much money on this, but right now if I'm talking about MMRC 2.0 day, it is still at least 2, 3, 4, 5 years, or I would say generally will take, so it is around 4 to 5 years still down the line, or I would say it's on the track. So that much time we don't have, so we have to be ready, and for that this is the best thing what we can come up with. See guys, हम बोलते हैं जनरली, हमने सुना का मजबूरी का नाम महात्मा गांधी, पर ये दोस्तों ऐसी बात नहीं है. This is a good aircraft. People have been trained on this. It has got amazing weight to thrust ratio, more than 1. So just take off and boom, vertically go up, go and carry out a Charlie. So guys, there are so many things which we need to keep it in mind, and once we are talking to someone, we are presenting our point, we need to keep all these aspects when we are talking to somebody, so that other person also do understand we are talking about all this. How does it help? How does it help Indian Air Force in multiple number of ways? You don't have to send your crew anywhere to get trained and all. Just the aircraft comes, you can go get it, ferry to the ferry to your different bases wherever you want to, induct them and start using. So guys, that's it from my side, and just wait, I will tell you about MMRCA 2.0 deal, and let's see where does Rafael stand. And because right now these are the burning topics which you have to focus more, and they might be a part of your maybe a GD or lecturate or anything. So whenever you're talking about these points, be specific, keep the main aspects in mind, that where I have to pitch it and what point I have to speak at that point of time. So guys, that's it from my side. I hope you must have understood what I'm trying to say, and so guys, that's it from my side. Take care, bye bye, and Jai Hind.